Greetings and good morning. Good morning, good morning. Before I get started, um, condolences and best of wishes to everybody in California. Right now, they got a really terrible, huge fire going on. So we'll just send out best of wishes, hopes, and prayers to everybody in California that they make it out safely. Houses can be replaced, but your life, you got to get up out of there. Anyway, today's story, today's jail tale comes from segregation. If you ever been locked up in jail or what have you, you got general population on one side, you got segregation on the other side, what they call basically the hole. The hole is for basically, let's go with uh, you've done something wrong, disciplinary, administratively, or you just want to be on protective custody to get away from everybody. All right, so I'm getting out the Navy basically, and this is what happens when you get out of the military. Start back looking for jobs, trying to get back on my feet. Decided to be no more Hayes Gray and Underway. Take a break from the military and their hierarchy. Once you're in the military, they treat you pretty much like your government property. Also, wonderful to take trips. It's beautiful to travel the world. You definitely can't beat the trips the military gives you. But the bad part, of course, the pay. You can be in the military and there's no overtime. You work in shifts forever, day, night, 6, 7, 8 days in a row. Uncle Sam doesn't care. So that overtime thing that you get at your normal job out here on the streets, can it? Because the military does not give you any overtime. You'll get a little bit of hazard duty pay, uh, C pay, things like that. But for your real money that you make like on the street, your overtime pay, no. Because all of the hours that you do in the military, they definitely don't compensate the active duty or the reservists for the work that they put in. But anyway, so we're at roll call, and when I first started, the roll call was where you go in, we have a meeting. It's like muster in the military, and we're all standing up at roll call, waiting to be told our post assignments, who you're going to be training with, where you're going to be going. Basically, it's the beginning of the day where we all have our meeting and get everything squared away. So we're all just standing there waiting for our assignments, and the lieutenant was like, before we get the day started, I'm gonna show you guys what happens to people that cut corners and don't follow the rules. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe somebody got written up, or maybe something down that line, some paperwork on people getting suspended or what have you. So no, not that happened to Rose. They passed a Polaroid picture around. I was like, okay, what are they passing around? Okay, there's a Polaroid. I see it coming around roll call. And the Polaroid finally gets to me, and I'm looking at this Polaroid picture. On the picture was one of the officers that, of course, just did not follow instructions. The inmate beat him. You know that character on Martin? Exactly. Or like when they released that that photo of Rihanna when she had been beaten. Something down that, but the male version of the line. For some reason, this dude was in segregation and he decided to take the inmate out of the shower without any assistance. Now, mind you, in segregation, you need at least a couple of people to move the inmates around. But sometimes, a lot of time in corrections, there's not enough people and they're short staffed or people don't want to wait and you decide to cut corners. So, anyway, officer cut a corner, had been beaten severely enough to where he had to be taken to the hospital. And the Polaroid picture was to was like a scare tactic to get us all in line, to show us, hey, you want to cut corners, you could be next. These inmates are not to be played with. You cannot cut corners. The inmates there came from Norfolk, Newport News, Hampton, Portsmouth, either severely aggressive, sick, or basically the ones that the other jails just did not want to deal with. So you're dealing with a crowd of inmates that are there for a reason. About to get long sentences. Anything, high blood pressure, diabetics, the ones basically that the other jails like a feeder, with like a it's like a feeder jail. You don't want to deal with it, just send them away. troublemaker, anything. Just send them over there to the regional. So, um, the officer was out for a few weeks, and that Polaroid picture was one of what I call like a way to degrade and demoralize the staff there. I had never seen nothing like that. It was like, who does this? You're gonna pass a picture around of the staff member, the results of a thorough beating. Um, and I knew then that that place was something different. Something wasn't just right about this place. Now, mind you, you got a chuck hole of where the inmate sticks his arm through the chuck hole, basically like a little tray slot or whatever. And they're supposed to be handcuffed from the back. You tell them to turn around, go ahead and get handcuffed. Um, in segregation, even if you're going to the shower, to the phone, to the rec, anywhere, any movement, you're going to be handcuffed, and there's supposed to be two officers with you. Now, even after this incident, you think they fired this guy? No, 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 no. Nope, they didn't fire him. He'll be in some more stories later. But he took a beating to where you would think he would learn his lesson. No, people never learn their lessons like that. Uh, the inmate stayed pretty much back in the hole for a little bit longer. And as we'll go along in these stories, you'll see what happens to some of these inmates. And you're quite sure you've heard the stories of this place. Eventually, they would close this place down anyway, due to leaving people back in the hole for long periods of time and just other awkward treatments, mysterious things happening to people, all sorts of nonsense and buffoonery. But the officer did return to work, and I said, "Man, this is how my journey is beginning." And that Polaroid picture, you passing that around, it's just a way, like I said, it really, really showed you the harsh side of corrections and dealing with inmates. Be careful. Every footstep you take needs to be calculated. Don't get so comfortable in there with a person that just, you're still dealing with an inmate, even though you see this person day in and day out, and you think you have a little bit of rapport with them and everything will be fine. And I guess he felt like, okay, we got a good rapport. Okay, you think your rapport is good? You go ahead and open that door and be by yourself. Now, mind you, a lot of these places inside of a jail, you're alone, alone. The doors closed, nobody's coming to save you type place. It's like you're shut off from everybody. They call them like little pods, and each pod has a different section. So when he was getting beat, there was pretty much nobody to help him. On your radio, you can have a distress button and get up out of there, which was basically used so that he could, get a little bit of distance between him and the inmate. But the moral of the story is, don't cut corners, take your time, do things the right way. Because the last, bad decisions lead to last decisions. Um, Stay safe, God bless, and may heaven smile upon you. And as always, let's go with today's lottery ticket. Let's go with that. Lucky spot went up to $20,000. Let's take a little scratch and see what happens. All right, let's see. Like I said, corrections was a real wake up call on, you know, jobs and treatments, but it was one of those things where if a job isn't treating you right, you don't need to treat it right. This guy should have quit when this story took place. Nobody should be embarrassed like that, even if you do make a mistake in life. Nobody deserves that. And if a job treats you like that, whether it's the military, just your regular job, degrades people and treats them bad, it's time for you to go. Long hours, foolishness, understaffed, things happen, especially in corrections behind that wall. Let's see, okay, yeah, yeah. It is. No luck. ZRB. Another $2 thrown away. Oh well, I tried. But anyway, be safe. Take your time. We'll do this again. Uh, you know, these jobs they don't care about you, so definitely take care of yourself. Because if you get hurt, they'll replace you just as fast as the day you walk through the door. Till next time.